Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another day of Wit and Wisdom. Today is Thursday, April 30, 2020. Awesome. So what will you need today? You will need your pencil. You will need this worksheet right here found in your vocabulary packet. It is called Categories. Deep dive in the corner. At the bottom, it says Module 4, Lesson 29. Okay? You will also need the worksheet that you did on Tuesday on our previous Wit and Wisdom lesson, lesson 28, from your workbook. It's handout 28A. Okay, the words that were your exit ticket, the ones that you categorized. You will also need that one. Okay, all right. So if you need more time to gather any of these materials, you can go ahead and click pause and then come back when you're ready for the lesson. Okay, boys and girls, let's go ahead and start. So let's go ahead and start off by going over the questions for this module. Essential question, why do people around the world admire Cinderella? Focusing question, why do people around the world admire Cinderella? The two questions, they're the same. And our content framing question, what does a deeper exploration of the illustrations reveal in Glass Slipper Gold Sandal? That means, what can you learn from looking at the illustrations of Glass Slipper Gold Sandal? Okay, welcome. Today we will begin by looking at a new artwork. You will look for similarities and differences. I want you to look closely at this artwork on the screen. They pretty much look almost the same. There are a couple differences. Can you name any differences? And yes, this is one. These are artworks that we went over when we started this module. Do you remember in our classroom when we looked over each of them and we went over similarities and differences? Well, we're going to do the same thing today. Can you name any similarities? Get ready. If you said, I can see a man, I can see a woman, I can see they both have a child, I can see a little kind of wagon in the back on both paintings. Yeah, you're right. There are similarities. We can also see that both paintings have a tree in the back. And we can almost see a house here in the back, but it's easier to see it on this painting, right? What differences can you see here? Can you name any? Get ready. If you said the color, over here I can see more vivid colors. They're darker. Here they seem to be lighter, right? Yes, definitely. If you said that, you're right. All right. Maybe the hat over here looks kind of brown and over here looks darker, right? Maybe over here she's wearing a completely blue dress. Over here it's kind of hard to tell, right? All right, let's go ahead and move on. So, what does a deeper exploration of the illustrations reveal in Glass Slipper Gold Sandal? Today, we will take a closer look at the illustrations in Glass Slipper Gold Sandal to see what they reveal about the setting. And just to refresh a little bit of your mind, Glass Slipper Gold Sandal, the book, okay? So illustrations from here, all right? So Glass Slipper Gold Sandal is unique because the setting includes multiple settings. That means it has a lot of different settings. What can we look at for clues about the setting? We can look at illustrations and we can look at the words. So here's an example. If we were to examine or look at this illustration, this is an illustration out of the book Glass Slipper Gold Sandal. If we were to just look at that picture, what would we notice? What would we see there? For example, I noticed the natural elements such as butterflies, bees, and flowers. I noticed the man in the upper right corner fishing, so they must be close to water. And what I mean, it's this man over here with my mouse. They must be close to water, right? That's if we pay very, very close attention to that illustration, right? All the little details in there. And then we can kind of infer, where could this illustration take place? We can kind of think about, where could this illustration take place? Ireland. And if we go back to the picture, we can kind of see here the whole word Ireland. And well, Ireland is an island, which means it is surrounded by water on all sides. Okay. And at the beginning of this book right here, there is a map that shows different places around the world, right? And I'm showing you here on the slide. Now you're going to look at two scenes from the book. We will look for clues that tell about the setting. So this was an example, okay? We examined the illustration. We thought about where it could possibly take place. We said Ireland. And now we're going to look at two scenes from the book, and we're going to look for clues that tell us about the setting, okay? So let's look at this one. I want you to notice clues about the setting. What do you see there? What do you see on that illustration? What stands out to you? You can say it out loud. Get ready. Yes, if you said, oh, it's Iran. Oh, there's a camel. I can see a man. He kind of has something there on his hand. There's some little flowers there, right? It says maybe he's in a desert because he's on a camel, right? Let's find out. So here is where Iran is. And we can clearly see it says Iran. Here is where it's located on the map. And it does have a desert in it. So yes, he's probably riding that camel on a desert. Okay, what can you learn about Zimbabwe based on the illustrations and text? Zimbabwe, another place on the map. This right here takes place in Zimbabwe. What can you learn about it based on this illustration? What can you tell about that place? Maybe the way they dress, what they eat, what they do, how they maybe have feasts, how they celebrate things. We can possibly tell that they like fruit, right? That they wear robes around their waist and boots, and that there's colorful flowers there, right? Right? And Zimbabwe is located on the continent of Africa. You can see it on the slide. What did you notice about the different settings in this story, boys and girls? The story takes place in a lot of different countries, and we only went over a few, maybe 3. Okay, just around 3. Now, we just learned about the different settings of Cinderella stories. Now we're going to focus on the different Cinderella characters. So, in the next part of our lesson, we're going to take a little gallery walk. We can name it like that because we're going to be looking at different Cinderella characters and their traits. Okay, this is going to help us review for our upcoming end of module task, where we're going to write an opinion paragraph answering the following question. Which of the Cinderella characters do you most admire? So, as you look at each character and their traits, I want you to think about which one do you admire the most, right? And why? So here's Cinderella, the first one that we read about. This one took place in France, and she would She was hardworking, she was kind, she was forgiving. How do we know that? How can we prove that? Well, in the book, she cleans the house. She helps her stepsisters get dressed for the ball, and she forgives her stepmother and stepsisters towards the end of the story. Sandralan. Sandralan is hardworking, she's thankful, and she's honest. Why? How can we tell? How can we prove that she was hardworking, thankful, and honest? Well, she works hard, she's thankful to go to the ball, and she wants Paul to see her in regular clothes. She doesn't mind him knowing that she's, not dressed as beautifully as she was in the ball every day. So that's Sandralan. The rough-faced girl. She was grateful because she takes whatever her father can give. And she's creative because she made her own clothes from nature. She's nature loving because she sees beauty in nature. And she's honest because she told the truth in the story. Ella, Bigfoot Cinderella, right? She was considerate because she would never harm a creature. She was hardworking because she fixes the fire, she catches fish, she combs stepsister's hair. She's basically doing everything for her family. She's generous because she gives fish to a hungry bear. She's thankful because she thanks the fairy godfather for helping her go to the fun fest. And she is determined because she keeps trying and she wants to dunk the prince and does it. Remember when she won the competition? She was determined to win and she won. Adelita, she's understanding. She thinks it's natural that her stepmother favors her stepsisters. She completely understands. She's not mad about it. She's generous. She helps Esperanza cook. She offers to share her room and food with Esperanza so she can stay. And she's kind because she does all the cooking and cleaning, and she prepares Valentina and Dulce, her stepsisters, clothes when it's time to go to the fiesta. Pear Blossom. Pear Blossom is hardworking and helpful because she cooks, she cleans, she sews clothes. She's honest. She tells the truth. She's grateful. She thanks her stepmother and all the creatures that help her. Okay, what more did you learn about the Cinderella characters by reviewing the different evidence? And the evidence are the reasons why that character trait was chosen for that character. Okay, so which one did you like best, boys and girls? Which one do you admire the most and why? Cinderella, Sandralan, rough-faced girl, Ella, Adelita, or Pear Blossom. So in the next lesson, we're going to do a mini research project inspired by the pictures in Glass Slipper Gold Sandal, and then we're going to begin planning for our end of module task. Okay, let's go on to vocabulary. Today, we're going to continue to work on categorizing objects and creating sentences. So let's go to our exit ticket, which is where you're going to continue categorizing things. Your exit ticket is going to be your deep dive lesson 29 categories: food, footwear, clothing. Okay, this worksheet right here. You are going to need this worksheet over here, handout 28A, because you're going to use words from handout 28 to do worksheet 29. Okay. It asks the name of some food, the name of some footwear, the name of some clothing, and then you're going to write where it could possibly come from. Try your best. You may use the read aloud for Glass Slipper Gold Sandal, and I'll post the link of the read aloud there on the post for Wit and Wisdom if you want to use it. You don't have to. When you are done, upload a picture under the assignment tab. Thursday, April 30th, 2020, lesson 29. Right? Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Bye and miss you, everybody.